So today we're going to be talking about what I'm just going to start calling the Scott Peterson reality TV show. Except today we're not going to be talking about the case that made his name an infamous name across households in America. Instead, we're going to be talking about his unemployment benefits he's been filing for. Now, remember y'all, we are slapping this with allegedly all over it. I mean, we don't know this for fact yet, but we're going to talk about what has been alleged. This isn't just Peterson. This is like across the board in California, to the extent that prosecutors are calling this possibly the biggest fraud that has ever taken place in California's history. Now, this fraud comes from those COVID unemployment benefits. Remember, these were put into place when COVID took hold of the nation. This was supposed to be for people who were jobless, who were penniless, to put food on the table to help themselves get through the shutdown. Well, apparently a huge number of inmates also were feeling the crunch at commissary. So the grand total of claims was around like 35,000, and monetarily it came close to around $140 million in fraudulent claims just in the state of California. Now, some of the money wasn't going like directly to the inmates, it was going to relatives or friends. Can you imagine what the lines looked like at Canteen when all this money hit their books? The wardens were probably like, why does everybody all of a sudden have a massive amount of honey buns and ramen noodles? The DA said that a lot of the information being used was like fake social security numbers, fake names, and they were such basic fake names. John Doe, Jack Deere, things like this. And so one of the names that the DA actually said was used was Poopy Britches. Yes, I said it. Poopy Britches. Literally, the DA is like, the inmates are mocking us at this point. It's such a slap in the face. And I'm like, yeah, thank John Doe, Poopy Britches. Yeah, that was like a right across the face of the state of California. Now, amongst all those fake names, the John Does, the Poopy Britches, there were some real names used, and these are what are making headlines. Now, there's like around 700 death row inmates in the state of California. Of those 700, 133 of their names were used in this fraud scheme. Susan Eubanks, who took the life of her 4 children, Carrie Stainer, who took the lives of 4 people at Yosemite Park, and then the one, the only, the man of the hour, Scott Peterson. Now, of these 133 death row inmates, around $420,000 was paid out. Okay, that's around $3,157 per inmate. Let's put this in perspective. Let's say a honey bun costs like $2. That's going to be around 1,578.5 honey buns. Now, let's say they're more of like a ramen noodle type person. And let's say the ramen noodles are around like, $1 a pack. You can't hide that under your bunk. That's like an entire cell full and your neighbors. Now, the next logical question might be, how did this happen? We want to know the answer to this hard-hitting question. Now, they weren't going into too much detail yet about this. I'm sure this will come out. They essentially said that California doesn't have a system in place yet that cross-matches information from like unemployment claims to prison data, inmates, things of that nature. Can you imagine how much of this was going on before COVID, before it was like a huge major thing? Now, the prosecutors also said most of these situations were people outside of the prison system filing these claims underneath these names. They cited one example out of Kern County, which is home to like 5 state prisons, and they said just out of there alone, one address was used to receive benefits in like 16 different inmates' names. Now, of course, a lawyer who did speak on Peterson's behalf in this said, what, he had no idea this was going on. He is completely innocent. Now, of course, I'm sitting here like, okay, this dude just got his penalty phase overturned, his death sentence overturned. So if it comes out that he was part of this, I mean, that's not a cute look. I would like to think he was not personally responsible in this, but at this point with him, you never know. Now, what they're going to also do is continue investigating all of this, not just Peterson, clearly. I can only imagine that with some of these like high profile names, it's really easy to get their information. And so there's probably a ton of people that have gone and filed these in. I can almost guarantee you if Manson was still alive, who even knows how many people will have filed benefits in his name. So we're going to stay tuned for the next installment of the Scott Peterson saga. Every twist and turn takes us down another rabbit hole. If you want to watch more of my commentary on cases like this or Petersons, just click the videos that are popping up. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.